All right, Wednesday evening, peak of the week. Good evening to you if you're just joining us or if you're watching this later on. Thanks for joining us on the repeat channel. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onig. This is Weather Overtime live from downtown Chattanooga on News 12. Keeping an eye on what's going on with the weather situation, which again for now is all smoke more than anything else. We'll be looking for the potential of some rainfall off and on in the next few days. We'll also take a look and see what's going on with traffic going on across the area as we go into the next couple of days with the summer season in effect. Going to see what travel conditions will be like out there and take a look at the tropics. So as of right now, got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and jump right into what's going on out there, which is again pretty nice. Not seeing a major problem. Visibility, you can definitely see where the haze is located, and it's not hard to miss out there. AT&T Field lit up for the lookouts against the Barons tonight. Not sure how we're doing on that, but we'll hopefully get an update on the report coming up here to see what's going on. It's very mild across much of the area. I'm going to continue to be off and on very warm over the next several days, so we could see again the potential for some activity out there. Currently, as we update this close to 10 o'clock, it's tied 2-all, Chattanooga, Birmingham at this time. So we'll see how that works out. And again, good evening for baseball into and around the area. Few showers out there, not really doing too bad across much of the area. Let's take a look at what's going on. I-24 around the 75 north and southbound junction. Traffic moving along decently heavy for this time of the evening, not doing too bad. And downtown at the News 12 studios on the camera high atop the roof over my head, several stories up, looking back toward the new 7-Eleven that's going to be going in across the street. Can't wait to have that happen there. Currently, again, for right now, it's very much on the mild side. We've got temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Northerly winds bringing in some drier air, so 52% humidity at this time is about all we have at this point where it comes to some very mild and occasionally breezy conditions, but very dry across much of the area. And that also pans out when it comes to our almanac page for today. Very close to where we should be, a little lower than our normal low and a little higher than our normal high. We came within about 8 degrees of a record high that hasn't been broken since 1933, and a record low of 49 that has not been broken since 1894. 3 inches plus behind for the year on rainfall, and 2/3 of an inch behind for the month, even though we've only been into the month for about a week. So we could definitely use some more rainfall. Chances of it in the near future, but really just not seeing a lot of major amounts of rainfall coming up. Some, yes, but not that much. Sally Campbell, howdy back to you. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Again, to everybody who's dropping by, thanks again for watching. And I see we've had a few people checking in from time to time, so thanks a lot for tuning in for this evening. We don't have much in the way of rainfall left over. We have some scattered showers, heaviest off to our east, and that's going to be about the worst of the worst that we see. We've got a line of very light showers passing through just prior to 10 o'clock, right along the Tennessee-Georgia line, and some of that into around western North Carolina, but not seeing any deluges out there. Matter of fact, because it is so dry down toward the surface, a lot of what you're looking at here as it falls gets falling into that dry air, and the dry air just rips those molecules apart. So we're just not seeing anything in the way of heavy amounts of rainfall, maybe a few raindrops, but that's about all that we've got coming our direction anytime soon. Have to thank my cousin Alex Fisher, originally from Jefferson City, Missouri, now working, and very happily so, in the Bronx in New York, sending along some pictures, lots of them in fact, so thank you, Mr. Alex, for that. Some comparison pictures here, taking a look at, I believe, what is called the angle out on a normal day to where visibility is okay, and this is what it looks like from his apartment looking out toward that same building, so giving you an idea as to what it looks like on a clear day and a not so clear day. And there are a lot of problems with visibility there as that smoke worsens. Matter of fact, today New York City had the worst air quality on the planet because of those wildfires. The Yankees game in the Bronx was canceled. Philadelphia's game was canceled tonight, baseball-wise, so seeing again some pretty ugly conditions out there. Will it improve? We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. If you got pictures, smoke, river, fog, rainbows, whatever, send them in to us. go ahead and drop them to us on the comments section of our social media pages, or email them to us at pictures@wdef.com. We'd love to see what you're seeing. If you don't want us to use your name, fine, but just give us a description, a locator, so we know a little bit more about what to look for. What's our latest weather system coming on through is a cold front. It's not that much, but it was enough to stir up some clouds and some showers along that front on its passage through the area. So as long as this is around, it will give us the potential of some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but once again, on radar, we're just not picking up too much of anything at this time. Pardon me, allergies are really racking my nose for this evening. Nothing in the way of major problems coming our direction anytime soon from out of the west because of this area of low pressure and a blocking ridge of high pressure. It's called an omega block, doing a good job of stopping any major storm systems from moving our direction. So not much coming our way anytime soon. Now, just running the numbers into overnight, we'll be seeing partly cloudy skies into tomorrow morning. There might be a shower, there could be a rumble of thunder, but I think the odds are pretty well against it. But I would not be surprised to see some showers or some thunderstorms, minor chances, into tomorrow morning. So again, please keep that in mind if you're going to be doing any traveling out there. Through the rest of the day, sunshine, yes, but as we're going to be on the northern side of that southbound front, temperatures will be much more mild into tomorrow, much more pleasant out there, so that's looking better. Maybe, again, a chance of a shower toward the middle part of the end part of the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Friday morning, lower 50s, even some upper 40s in the higher elevations. Sunshine, pleasant for the end of the week. Friday looks excellent. Saturday morning, upper 40s could be a thing for all of the News 12 viewing areas, so a little brisk if you have any outdoor activities going on. And then into and around Saturday afternoon, pleasant, dry, a skosh warmer, but really just not really much more than that at this time, so looking good there. We'll show you the 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Now, most of the smoke in about the last 24 hours has come in from off of those fires in Quebec and Ontario. A majority of these are still out of control, and Canada has seen 12 times over, if I saw correctly on this, the number of wildfires from Alberta and Saskatchewan, now over portions from earlier last week around Nova Scotia, now Quebec and Ontario seeing, again, a huge amount of these fires, 12 times the normal, and that is not, again, normal in any sense of the fashion, to where we do see some changing conditions out there where it comes to the environment. So this is something that really needs to be paid attention to. And the smoke off of this barreling southward over parts of the eastern Great Lakes, the St. Lawrence Seaway, and that's where, again, the tri-state area, New England, and parts of the mid-Atlantic states are seeing most of that smoke coming on through. Now, we do have our own share here. It took a while to build up, but we do have, again, the bulk of the activity that was north of us yesterday, now down into our area, and now stretching just north of Atlanta all the way over into parts of the Carolinas. And it was worse today than what it was yesterday. The forecast from the Chattanooga, Hamilton County Air Pollution Control Bureau set a forecast today of 100. Now, that's still in the yellow moderate category, but we've risen in the last couple of hours now that pollutants are starting to sink back down to the ground. During the day, the atmosphere gets warmed up and gets more turbulent, so the pollutants are spread around a little more. Now that the atmosphere is beginning to settle down at the close of the day, now that sunset has gone away, we start to see again the numbers. We were in the lower 70s a couple of hours ago around News 12 at 6, and now we're up to 85. So tomorrow we may be at about that same level. Not great, but better than what it was. And again, the opportunity there for what we're looking at in the way of less smoke is coming our way. It's just going to take a couple of days to get here. Now, taking a look at that specific forecast, the white colors indicate where the heaviest smoke is, and you can see that huge amount of smoke off the eastern seaboard up into the St. Lawrence Seaway area and southeastern parts of Canada. That's where we're getting the bulk of the activity tonight. As we rolled through this and show you this going into motion, the gray colors indicate less of anything in the way of smoke, but the really clear air is all the way back out to the western half of North America. So it looks like we're going to be seeing less potential of anything involving smoke coming our way for the time being. Local wildfires, yes, that is going to be a bit of a concern. But as long as these fires are going, we could see the potential of some more smoke drifting down this direction if the conditions are right. So will we clear things out? Yes. Could we see more smoke again? Yes. Could we see worse smoke again? Yes, possibly, if everything is set up properly in the atmosphere and delivers the smoke down here. Some of the smoke actually went up toward the Arctic Circle. That not entirely good news. Extra soot up there with the ice gathers more heat from the sun, and that melts ice quicker. So that's really not great news up that direction. And as long as we see this continuing for a while, until we get a pattern change and this goes away, as in weather starts to help put out some of those fires, which could be days or weeks away, depending on what happens, we could see more smoke heading our way at any point in time in the near future. That's, again, that's not panic talk. That's just talking about how the atmosphere works, so that we could see that potential out there. Not great for right now, as it looks like things are improving, but it's going to take a while for that to happen. Now, again, for one county in the News 12 viewing area, that's Cherokee County in western North Carolina, you are still under an air quality alert until it should be tonight at midnight, but it really depends on how soon this smoke piled up against the southeastern Appalachians sticks around. Hopefully it gets dispersed and moves out of the picture with that front and that air coming down from the north. But for right now, there are times to where you can have air down toward the surface trapped by warmer air or layers of air on top of that. Inversions can happen all the time, and that might happen here. So this is technically supposed to end around midnight tonight into tomorrow. Whether or not it does, we'll wait for the National Weather Service area offices to let us know more about what we may see out of that for right now. But hopefully, again, that clears up, because this is not good news for anybody who has lung ailments, emphysema, asthma, heart conditions, anything like that. That all that smoke out there, breathing in those very fine particles of soot, can get into your lungs and cause a lot of problems. So this is not great air to be breathing, even worse up the eastern seaboard. So something to think about there. Now, in the next couple of days, according to the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook, it's going to be a little cooler on average, but we do still see the potential of some more up and down conditions over the next several days where it comes to the temperatures. Tomorrow is a good day to remember what the oceans do to keep all of us alive, and even though we don't live on the coast in this area, it's a good day to remember again that the oceans help protect us, that it absorbs heat, it creates oxygen, it does a lot for us. So it's our turn to make sure we protect the oceans, and World Oceans Day is a very good time to do that. Lower to mid 80s as we end the week. Not much of any chance outside of the shower or thunderstorm chance tomorrow morning. And again, we're talking about minimal chances. That's really about it. And then we warm back up again as we go towards Saturday and Sunday. Sunday into Monday, we see an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms with our next system heading on through. That cools us off again with the rain and the clouds, so we'll be back in the lower 80s as we go into the second week, full week of June, and then we warm back up again toward the next several days, toward Flag Day, middle point of next week. Numbers in the high 80s once again. So again, we're doing this up, down routine. Decently typical. Again, we don't see too much in the way of a stagnant atmosphere taking place, especially with storm systems still coming on through. But this is something that, again, we'll be seeing on this forecast. Decently cool, more or less, in the mornings, but definitely not jacket weather out there unless you count the lower to mid 50s as being such. And so far, no sign of any severe weather, but again, we'll keep an eye on that. Even though we've kind of moved out of our prime season for severe weather, we can still get stronger storms at this time of the year, so we will definitely keep our eyes on that. So keep it tuned to News 12 for more on that. Locally, we're not seeing any problems with anything developing, even though we've got some very warm temperatures into around the Gulf, the Caribbean, and up portions of the eastern seaboard with the Gulf Stream, getting things very warm, but nothing, according to the National Hurricane Center, developing here. Likewise, taking a look farther out into the ocean, we did have one disturbance over toward the Canary Islands, way over on the other side of the Atlantic. We're not seeing anything at this time throughout the entire Atlantic basin for the next 2 to 7 days, so looking good where that is concerned, and going to be staying that way, it looks like, throughout the rest of what we're looking for this evening and over the next several days. But if you are planning on traveling, Remember, those storms can form decently quickly, and with a very warm sea surface temperature and the right conditions, we can get a storm undergoing what's called rapid development or rapid intensification, and we could see that happen anywhere between now and just after December 1st. That's the official end of hurricane season. So we've got a long ways to go, and now is the time to make certain you pay attention to what's going on with the weather. And again, that will be the best opportunity to know what's happening, again, ahead of schedule out there. Now is the time to start looking ahead. So if you're a teacher or an administrator who would like to get your request for one of our weather personnel to appear at your school or facility, summer camp, vacation Bible schools going on out there. If you'd like to get us into your summer camp, go to the News 12 Food City Weather in the Classroom program, wdef.com/weather for more information on that. Fill out the form, give us an idea of where and when you would like us to attend, and any special topics or things like that would really help. Also, now when nothing is going on is the best time to get your NOAA weather radio. Buy it, program it, and if you have problems with programming it, we can help you on that. wdef.com/weather for more details on there. Again, good opportunity to make certain that you are well protected with severe weather. This is one of the best ways to be informed about severe weather coming direct from the National Weather Service. Don't depend on tornado sirens, or like Hamilton County, Chattanooga, we don't have tornado sirens around here. So again, this is one of the best ways to keep track of what's going on with weather. And again, we're glad to help you learn how to program that at wdef.com/weather. So far, again, the main problem is just the smoke and the haze out there, but hopefully that'll be changing into the course of the next couple of days if everything works. And again, the temperature is not exactly too stable, but at least we're not looking at any major heat waves out there, so some very good news on that. I'll have more on your complete forecast tonight on News 12 at 11 Eastern Time. That's less than an hour away from the time that we finish up recording here. Chip Chapman will have your forecast bright and early tomorrow morning. Questions, concerns, ideas about what you would like to see on here, complaints, if you absolutely must, you can reach me through wdef.com/weather. My email address, aonek, AONEK, @wdef.com. So whatever you got to say, let me know. Pictures for our weather wall, send those in. We'd love to be able to feature those on air, and all kinds of other neat stuff, including our own forecast, Titan radar, and all sorts of other neat stuff available, again, from our website there. We'll have more again tonight at 11, and Chip has more tomorrow morning, starting bright and early at 5 a.m. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek. You've been watching News 12's Weather Overtime video weather blog from downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. Stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online. I hope you have a safe evening, and we'll have more for you coming up on Thursday.